Oh, hey, this is the analysis of Nathaniel. For this video, I'm just talking about landscapes in video games or sceneries, beautiful sceneries, tons of games with beautiful sceneries over the years. Red Dead 2, Mass Effect Andromeda, Far Cry 3, Just Cause 3, Just Cause 2, Terminator Redemption, SOCOM 2, there's tons of games, Dead Space 2. So yeah, so for this video, this is currently gameplay of Red Dead 2. I had to redo this video because the other video there was a glitch in it. So, anyways, sceneries in games, and just pressing that subscribe button mark down here in the bottom right. Press on it, please press on it. I see a stat that says the majority of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so please press on that. So, anyways, here now, landscapes in games. Now you know Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2, you have Amberino, the northern part of the map, which is a snow area, Arctic type snow. Is deserted, barely anybody living there. There's a south, the far south, New Austin, which is a desert area, super hot. You got Lemoyne, which is New Orleans, so it's swamp, and Saint Denis, which is like its own city. It has a city and whatever. You got grasslands, Saint Elizabeth. So like all these different areas. And Red Dead 2 is one of the nicest looking games ever. Like you ever play. The graphics are beautiful. Um, every single area you go to, it looks distinct. You know, every area, whether it be the swamp area or desert area or mudland areas. There's even mountain areas, woodland areas. So there's tons of different sceneries to see. And like even looking at the bush, the logs, the tree trunks, everything, the leaves on the ground, the grasses on the ground, everything does look so super realistic. You got other games, Just Cause 2 and 3, where it's a massive map. You're talking about a map that's over 300 500 square miles, right? So it's like basically like you're literally on an island as a country, so massive. And in that game, there's cities where you can go far up in mountain areas, way up, and then you can see you're literally so high up, like you can see the elevation of clouds. There's clouds. So I look down on the areas. I can look way over, like I can see grassland, woodlands, beach areas, huge sea areas, destruction, industrial areas, excavation zone, civilian areas, and it's all very beautiful. And especially like when you liberate areas from dictatorships in the game Just Cause 3, when you liberate them, there'll be a certain thing where civilians will be able to come in and then they'll take over that land for themselves. So yeah, and Just Cause 3, like one of the nicest looking games ever. You can fly planes and look at the scenery, fly over sea areas. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful, and grass areas. Terminator Redemption, an older game, PS2 game, very old game, but even that game had nice scenery. Well, not beautiful sceneries, but destruction of. If you guys know Terminator, the futuristic, the man, it's kind of like a dystopian future where basically like a nuclear war, kind of like a nuclear a type of apocalypse of they got machines taking over. So you can see the destruction. There's bridges broken down. There's tree. There, no, there's like buildings collapsing. There's destroyed cars. There's fires. There's people like living like in areas where, like in certain shaded areas where they can't to avoid being seen by the machines. And yeah, like just this, like you're in Los Angeles in the future, and then in Terminator Redemption, I get to see the destruction firsthand of what it would be like to live in this type of a nuclear hell or destruction hell. Watch the Uncharted 4 and another nice. You're going to Uncharted, really any Uncharted game where you're going to any areas that haven't been discovered in many years. You go to these deserted caves. There's one where like guys in a boat, and then you gotta climb up this stony type pillar to go to the top part, and then when you go to the top part, there's beautiful grasslands. You can see the sea. It's a massive sea, basically. Like humans have been there for over 400 years, and you're trying to discover this no, like kind of like secrets behind a pirate treasure. So you're going way out in, you go to like Madagascar, you go to Scotland, different areas. And Madagascar is very when you're in Madagascar, it's very muddy. You got a lot of grassland areas. There's forest type areas, and when you're in Scotland, it's mainly fog, so there's a desaturation and the color in the environment. There's not a lot of color, and then yeah, so all the areas look different. And when you're in Italy, well, the area in Italy that you go to, you guys are running like a heist, and it's like this luxury building of huge towers, and it's like these huge buildings, and these buildings on like this rocky mountain. It's beautiful. You can really see the luxury and the richness in it. Other games, God of War 4, another. It's mainly a deserted lands of a civilization that was once there. In God of War 4, it's very. They even showed that okay, humans used to live in this area of Midgard or Scandinavia, and then but because of the giant snake in the world, the ocean is basically rising. As you can see, the sea level rise, and it's beautiful. You can look all the way out. Then there's this giant mountain in the far, and you obviously go to different realms. There's a hell realm. There's hell. It's basically like an ice apocalypse, frozen ice hell. And for the Norse version, you go to Muspelheim, which is a fiery, this fiery area of lava, rocky mountains, and there's fire everywhere. There's Midgard, which is basically Earth again, the sea areas, mountain areas, snowy areas, mud areas, desert areas, and yeah, all very nice sceneries, beautiful sceneries. Another game, no GTA 5. You guys don't know GTA 5, right? So with GTA 5, basically a similar idea to Red Dead 2. Rockstar does a good job making the world feel real. The world around you feels super real. Like I would actually live here. Like you know. But they have in Rockstar in GTA 5, they have it's based on Los Angeles, right? So you can see even though it's not called Hollywood like in the game, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a Hollywood sign in the game or the game's version of Hollywood. There's huge buildings, small buildings. There's beach areas, sea areas, and I can even fly in planes too. And you can look over. There's the airport, which is beautiful. And at nighttime, it's all you see is the bright lights of cars and neon lights and yeah, beautiful tall buildings. And then there's Sandy Shore, which is like a desert area separate from Los Angeles. It's way out, and not a lot of people live there, but you got that's where Trevor comes from in the map. It's a desert like area. It's super dry, and yeah. So all these areas stand out. They all stand out a lot, and yeah. It's I don't feel again. I don't feel like a real country, like you're in a real country. Batman Arkham games again with the Batman. You're maybe in the nighttime, right? So there's a nice scene in Arkham Night. You glide to the top of the roof, and then like when you're on the roof, no, like you're on the roof of a Wayne Tower, right? So you're looking all the way out, and then all you see is just. Most of the time in the game is raining. You see the raindrops. You see way out. You can see the industrial areas, the building, building, the poor. I can look way out. And there's neon lights. All you see is lights and buildings, and there's certain destruction. There's a bridge, and near the start of the game that gets blown up. Like when you go there, it's like when you go back there, it's still there. Like it's still blowing up in that area. Beautiful and like. The rain effect really makes it look seem so. It really adds that sense of realism to it. Metal Gear Solid, another one, Prototype 2, and Spider-Man is New York City. It's a picture of New York City. Tall, super tall buildings, landmarks like the Empire State Building, the Daily Bugle in Spider-Man. There's a Gentech, huge building. It's like a science research building in Prototype, but they're the ones that made the virus in the game. So yeah, good scenery. So yeah, these sceneries they all help to make the game memorable in a way. Some games will have nice series, but the overall game feels like a cardboard cutout, like a Watch Dogs or, for example, Mass Effect Andromeda. Even though that area had beautiful sceneries, but yeah, I felt too much like a cardboard world. So yeah, and the realism adds a sense of realism to it, especially in Red Dead. Like look at these areas here. You look like it's almost like you're playing real life. Like look at the trees, the bush areas, the grasslands. It's beautiful. So anyways, that's it for the video. It's landscapes in videos, sceneries. Like, subscribe, you guys know. Thank you.